In a particular group of people, 10% are rich, 5% are famous, 3% are both. We want to use a Venn diagram as well as some of our probability statements to answer some questions. So let's first draw out a Venn diagram of the statements that we have here. Within our total people, we have subgroups of those that are rich, which I'll write as R, and those that are famous, which I'll write as F. We know that 3% are both. So this middle piece where rich and famous intersect has a probability of 0.03. If there's 0.03 in that middle piece and I have a total of 5% being famous and the whole circle has to be 5%, what we'd write as this leftover piece here is 0.02. So now notice that within F we have the 0.05. And then if I have a 10% total being rich, but I still again have 0.03 in the middle, that leaves me with 0.07 for this other sort of crescent shaped piece here. Finally, the rest of the box, we have to have a total of 100%. And so right now within the box, I've got 0.07, 0.03, and 0.02, which is a total of 12%. That leaves me 88% of people out here. And this picture will actually help us answer these various questions. So what's the probability that a randomly selected person in this group is not rich? So the probability of not rich, we would write as rich complement, is 1 minus the probability that you're rich. And so if I take 1 minus the probability of being rich, I would take 1 minus 0.1, so we get 0.9. We can also get that from the table by taking our 0.02 and our 0.88 and adding them together from our Venn diagram. What's the probability that a randomly selected person in this group is rich but not famous? It's easiest actually to look at this one by looking at the picture. How you could write it out is you could take all the people who are rich, but then we can't be famous, so we'd have to subtract off the rich and famous people. Okay, so if we did it that way, we would be taking our rich probability of 0.1 and subtracting off the 0.03 and we get 0.07. But if we actually just look at the picture, I'm looking for the people who are rich but not famous, and those are going to be these people here. They're in the rich circle, but they're not overlapping with famous, and because we already filled out our Venn diagram, we can see that's 0.07. And then finally, what's the probability that a randomly selected person in this group is neither rich or famous? Well, we have already identified outside those two circles in our picture, we have 0.88. And so our probability for that one is going to be 88% or 0.88.